Hey everyone, welcome back to What a Time to Be Alive. I'm Amu, and I'm just a high schooler with a lot of opinions, so let's get started. So today I wanted to talk about the comment that was reportedly made by President Trump regarding immigration a few days ago. And as far as I know right now, it's just reported still, and some people are denying it, like Kirstjen Nielsen, who works with the FBI. She's actually she works with the Department of Homeland Security, and she says she doesn't recall Trump talking about it, even though she was there when he reportedly had made the comment. But anyway, he would basically said that countries like Haiti are shithole countries, which was pretty astounding to say, and I don't think anyone really expected him to say that, especially with that word. You just don't really see presidents using curse words that much. But most people don't know this, but I'm an immigrant myself. My family and I came to Virginia in 2006, and we came from India. And honestly, I don't think you could call it a shithole, but as far as opportunities, there's a reason why there's so much immigration to the U.S., and it's because opportunities really aren't that great overseas, especially in smaller third world countries. And I know that's why my parents moved here anyway. It's because, especially for women and them having a daughter, me, it was better for them to move here than to stay over there in India. And I always appreciate that they moved here, because I think my life is a lot better here compared to my cousins and other people that I see when I go there on vacation. Like, when I go, I can't even wear shorts when I go to India, because it's just not socially acceptable. And a lot of girls just aren't given the same opportunity. There's such a gender bias, and that thankfully isn't here. There's not like the wage gap, believe it or not, doesn't exist. And I know there's a lot of people that will argue that to death, but it's been disproven countless times by women themselves. And but I don't think calling those countries a shithole was really necessary. I think there was definitely way better words that you could have put it in, as a president, just to have a little grace. And I've seen so many posts since those comments were made with like beautiful pictures from these places, like, oh my god, Haiti's totally not a shithole, it's amazing, it has everything that you could possibly imagine, there's nothing. And a lot of other countries as well that are like third world. Sure, like if you go to India, there's like certain parts that are just amazing. They look pretty much like you're in the US, and it's pretty affluent in some areas, but there's like 80% of that place is just still struggling, and there's a lot of economic instability there. Just to give you an idea, in India, like I know I've used India as an example, but that's what I know most about. But India, I believe 90% of women don't even have access to like hygiene products, like like pads, tampons. So that's alarming. And showing those like beautiful pictures, like, yeah, it makes I guess kind of makes a point. No, you know what? No, it really doesn't make a point, because I think there's a reason why so many people would like to come here. And it's because America has a lot of opportunities. I don't think the people posting these photos really understand what's going on behind that. Because just outside of those like big hotels and all the beaches, there's slums. There's a lot of slums. There's a lot of poverty. And America doesn't have that. There's a lot more opportunity. It literally gives you so much more freedom and ability to grow your family and give your children an opportunity that they really would not have had back where their home country is. And with that said, I still don't think the comment was really necessary, but I don't think the reaction that people have had to it is any different. I just don't think I think it's naive on both ends. It's just, life isn't that good there. There's a reason. If there was no reason to leave, I don't think anyone would spend that much money on a plane ticket and a new house and making all these changes, learning new languages that they don't know, speaking English, trying to find a job, doing all of that if their situations at home was so comfortable and so nice and they could have just stayed there. If there wasn't a reason to leave, no one would have left. And I don't know why people are romanticizing that situation based on this one comment. And, I'm so tired of seeing it. I log on to Instagram and it's like, did you just call Haiti a shithole? Look at this beautiful beach. Look at all these children. And no, that's not what it is. That's what it is in, for 1% of the people, maybe. It's just frustrating. And I really don't like seeing it because I've been there. There's a reason that sure, I was young, but going back now, I really do see there's a lot of struggle still in India, and it's only getting worse with the, population problems and everything. So I really think people should keep that in mind as well. There's no use in romanticizing it because, the people who did immigrate to the U.S. know the things that they had to go through. And of course, not all of them moved because of hardships, but the countries that he was referring to and a lot of Asian countries, they did leave because they wanted opportunity and they wanted to help themselves financially. So I just want everyone to keep that in mind before they start, going off about this one comment and totally trying to disprove it, because I think the people from there themselves could probably tell you the reasons that they left, and it's most likely horrifying and nothing that you could have imagined yourself going through. As far as that goes, I think my parents themselves tell me all the time about the amount of freedom that they get here that they really didn't get in India, and the amount of opportunity that there is socially and economically for them. And I think our political system is great in that I think there's so many channels for your voice to be heard. And I'm not saying that there isn't corruption here. I'm sure there is, but it's certainly less than in a lot of countries around the world. And the kind of access that you can have to your politicians on a local level is definitely not the same in other countries. And most people really don't think about that. But there is even a difference in the political atmosphere. So I just kind of wanted to get that one out of the way because I've been talking about it with other people, and I've been thinking about it for a while, and it's something that I recurrently see on my social media feeds, and a lot of people just bring it up, and of course there's memes made about it that are pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie. So on to the next topic. So something else that I've seen going around social media is a tweet made by Chelsea Handler towards Lindsey Graham of South Carolina. And a lot of people have realized that this tweet was just plain wrong, and she's throwing around labels about somebody who definitely hasn't ever admitted to being it. And I'll just read the tweet now. It says, holy F word, I just saw the video of Trump's bipartisan quote-unquote meeting yesterday. And then she says, hey, at Lindsey Graham SC, what kind of D-word sucking video do they have on you to be acting like this? Wouldn't coming out be more honorable? And this, for a lot of, I've only seen really conservatives condemning this kind of thing, and that seems to be the trend. Whenever a outspoken Democrat makes a comment like this towards the president or anybody, pretty much only conservatives call it out as being wrong and distasteful, and suddenly LGBTQ plus groups just have nothing to say. For example, there's an organization called GLAAD, G-L-A-A-D. They've been really quick to condemn conservatives or outspoken conservatives who have made similar statements. Like in 2013, there was Phil Robertson, who was on the show Duck Dynasty, and he made some sort of comments that were derogatory towards homosexuality. And GLAAD was very quick to act on it and condemn it immediately. But when it's coming from someone like Chelsea Handler, who is a Democrat, there's just nothing. Radio silence. Like, it's just static from them, which makes no sense to me. I don't know why it's okay for some people to say things like that, but other people, when they say the same thing, it's funny or it's worth it. And I just don't understand. If you're going to condemn something, you need to do it across the board. I think that's why people want to be taken seriously, and they want their political stance and they want their platform to be taken seriously. But if you're not enforcing it as seriously as you want it to be taken, I don't understand how they think that's going to work. There was also another incident that involved GLAAD in which someone on Survivor outed someone named Zeke Smith was outed by a fellow competitor named Jeff Varner. And immediately after the show aired, the director of GLAAD's transgender media program said that it, quote unquote, it is dangerous and unacceptable to put out a transgender person, end quote. And apparently it's just okay to sling out homophobic things as long as they're against a Republican and not coming from one. That's really what this looks like, because it's been a few days since this comment has been out, and there's nothing. But once Trump or anyone steps a little bit out of line, it's just tweets on tweets from everybody and their mom who's a Democrat just suddenly has a voice and is available to condemn these comments. But when it's against a Republican, it's nothing. And I just can't stand that. It's just one of the most irritating things, and I think ridiculous things that people do, specifically Democrats, about saying things like this. Republicans say things like snowflake and call Democrats certain things. But it's just alarming, because these people are usually very outspoken about these kind of things. Especially Chelsea Handler has tweeted earlier against the president, against several people, about them saying these kind of things. But then now she's saying them herself, so it's hypocritical as well in that sense. So I want to know if you guys have noticed this kind of thing happen, where there's it's okay for one group to say something, but as soon as someone else says it, it's just not okay, and it seems like a lot more people are just against it. And Chelsea Handler tweeted this out to 8 million people, and I can name people right now that are just very quick to tweet out or speak out about certain things that the president says. There's a YouTuber, Tyler Oakley. He's just all over the place with doing his Democratic things, and I've seen him definitely tweet out a lot of things against Trump. I know when the election happened, it was all very dramatic, I can't believe this is happening, that kind of thing. But I want to know where all these people are now. I want to know what GLAAD has to say about this, because it's supposedly, it's from one of their own. It's from a Democrat. But why is that okay? I really don't understand. I've never understood the double standard that people have on this. And, I've noticed it for a while, but this story specifically, I feel like has gotten a lot of traction, and a lot of people have seen it, and I haven't seen a lot of people coming out against it, except for Republican platforms. And I think maybe BuzzFeed had something out on it, and BuzzFeed is incredibly liberal, so I do respect that. But I didn't see them condemning it. I just saw them printing that it happened. And large platforms like that really take a stance and are very quick to go on about how bad it is to out someone or to accuse someone of being something that they're not, and how hard it is for people to come out on their own, and the amount of courage it takes and all of that, which I genuinely do respect. I do know, and I've read a lot about how much it takes to come out, and about how hard it is to be LGBTQ, and I respect those people, and I don't have anything against them. I I don't think I ever have, actually. I really don't think I've had a problem with, gay people or people that have different sexualities in general. But I don't know why those people who hold themselves to that standard of, they did overcome something that was huge, but why are they so okay with somebody reducing it to this level? Why are they okay with Chelsea Handler pushing their identity and things that they fight for to a tweet that is this horrible and homophobic? Like, if it is such a horrible thing to out someone else, why is no one speaking out? Why is it not a problem if Chelsea Handler's like attempting to out someone or pressuring someone to come out about their sexuality that she has just imposed upon them anyway? I think it's really messed up, and I don't understand how that's being just brushed over by everybody because it's Chelsea Handler. And this really isn't the first time. She sent out a lot of tweets about just some very vile things that really don't make any sense after, her Netflix show really tanked. It was horrible. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it, but it was pretty pathetic. It really wasn't funny. She's not funny. And I can see that she's trying to just get, retweets, likes, and just get a laugh out of somebody based on the sheer shock of it that she said that. It's a shock factor that she's going for, but I think this is just too far. And, this kind of stuff is also something that I've kind of witnessed personally as well at school, with some people, where I'm sure you've seen it too, where a lot of people say some really derogatory and nasty things about Trump and Republicans in general, and it's just the most horrid things that pretty much those same people say would be so fast to shut down if it was coming from a Republican or someone else that differs from them. And there's definitely a double standard there, and I'm glad that there are Republicans that are speaking out about it and bringing this to light, because I'm sure Democrats themselves who support Chelsea Handler and people like her kind of see the difference now in the dynamic of why it's not okay and how it does matter that they're using these words and, kind of victimizing themselves or playing the victim card as a reason to say these things, and it's just not okay overall for them to do anything like that. And I'm just kind of confused, and it makes me really annoyed when things like this happen. And I'm sure if there's anyone listening, and, even if you're a Democrat, you've experienced this when there's things that I'm sure Republicans have said about people that are LGBTQ+, and you have this same exact kind of feeling where you're just it's wrong. If this exact tweet had been sent out by a Republican, it would be everywhere, across the board. Just everyone would be disgusted. I'm sure Tyler Oakley would probably have tweeted about it by now. And, there's so many things that would have been done about it. And it's just kind of shocking to see all these big companies that definitely have spoken up about things even smaller than this just staying quiet about it now. And they definitely know about it because it's been in the news, but of course there's just nothing from them. And let me know if you guys have ever seen something like this and what you think about the fact that there's just this double standard going on. That pretty much concludes my episode for today. And something else I wanted to bring up. I uploaded this podcast on YouTube. My last upload, that was December 17th. But for some reason it got removed. I'm not really sure why. So the reason it's giving me is that it was too long. But that makes no sense to me because there's definitely videos longer than 22 minutes on YouTube. So if anyone has any advice on that, please let me know. And yeah, I will see you guys back here soon enough. And I hope you guys have a good day. And I hope you follow this channel. And yeah, I hope American politics kind of gets it together for 2018. I know it's still the start. I know a lot of you have given up on your New Year's resolutions, but I'm there with you. And it's fine. It's a human thing, and it's okay. But I guess my one thing is make an effort to learn more about government. That's a good New Year's resolution to have, and it's not like going to the gym. Just be more aware. When you see things on the news, pay a little more attention. And don't always believe what you see the first time around. Look at other sources. And yeah, I will see you guys back here in about 2 weeks. So stay tuned for that. Bye, guys.